Here we go with 3v3 League Division 5, the second lowest division. There are 6 divisions with 6 teams in each division. This is Joel. He's captain for Kråkeslottet, a team consisting mainly of Norwegian players and a Swede, as far as I recall. Whereas we have Robotic Pro acting as, or is the captain for BraBros. And they seem to have picked Amazon Tunnel as their home map, whereas Joel has gone for Team Acropolis, 2 very different maps. Open land map, very much a somewhat closed... I would call it a closed land map, because you wall off the middle on Amazon Tunnel and fight in the choke point, but that's just me. And they've been banding down to decide what will be the neutral starting map, and that is indeed Nomad. Let's have a look at the civilizations quickly here. Vietnamese should be a given for Nomad, even though they work well on both maps. Lithuanians strikes me as a good one as well. Portuguese for naval fighting, but I think it's going to be Malians, Lithuanians, Vietnamese here. Belgium has gone for Mongols first here. But as far as Nomad goes, it has to be Persians. It should be Italians, though, even though they can be coming in handy for Team Acropolis as well. So Persians, Italians, and Dravidians would be my guess as Dravidians. Provide population space for docks as a team bonus. Let's hop into the Nomad game and see what they got in store for us. Minutes beta in the blue here as the Portuguese. Stronger ships, strong organ guns and land. Lots of options as the Portuguese get a 20% gold discount on all gold costing units. We have Krull as the Malians here, as expected for a Nomad start. So far so good, they say. And yeah, wood savings allowing for fish to be created earlier for the Malians. It's a bit of a crowded start here. We have finally we have yeah, we did the Portuguese. It's Fred Fatigue eventually with the Vietnamese. So once the opposing team completes their starting town centers, Fred Fatigue will know exactly where they are. Oh, that's why they're chatting, because they had to restart 3 times because of the TC placements. If the town center, this is a no 3T no map skipped, and according to the rules, if the town centers are within range of each other, you have to restart by default. Vietnamese, Portuguese, Malians. Vietnamese benefiting from the bonus, but none of the players... Okay, we see the Belgians starting TC at least. But the others popping up just now. There we go. So now, let's set the teams division 5. BraBros. It's really crowded here. It's like mini Socotra here, between red, yellow, grey and blue. It's gonna be a chaotic one. They're really close to each other. Red Clifford, decent spot here. He's playing as the Italians. Will probably take some naval responsibilities, but the only dock close to his location is the grey one, so we'll see how that plays out for them. He's close to stone, so could of course attempt for a fast castle with the cheaper Italians fish boom and cause some mischief down on Krull's side here, dropping castle right in their face as well. Forward with the Persians. Faster working docks. Upon release of the next patch, Persians will be top tier and offensive again with the town centers working faster. And finally, Belgium, as expected, with the Dravidians providing top space from the docks for his teammates. BraBros later to get the thesis up, so they're behind in the economy. They might be looking... They have a lower idle town center time for the time being, actually. But an early loom that could potentially set back the villager difference between the teams. See how it progresses. It is a lower start, so we'll speed it up a little bit. because there's not going to be too much significance in the Dark Age on Nomad stars like this. Great deep fish there right on the dock. That's fantastic for the early fishing for the Portuguese player. We'll need to relocate them though, depleting the shorefish there. No sign of any fuel age click just yet, so let's have a look at the players scouting around here. Cohen's gonna be fighting against the Malians for sure. Might be a bit of a naval battle between these two here. Persians versus Malians, classic nomad civilizations. And there is indeed the fuel age for BraBros now. Let's slow it down a bit and see what the plan is here. Fire galleys for Red Clifford. Does no. That there's a great player over here. Looks like the wall in the villager, but somehow Fred Fatig, he escaped. Krull has lost 3 villagers, so he has had a nightmare start here with the boars. He's lost villagers, 3 villagers to boar. That's probably why he got Loom eventually to battle. Rough start there. 36 villagers, that could have been 29 like the rest of the team. First fire galley out. Red Clifford not patrolling here, is he? But he's gonna get some of the fish of Fred Fatig here, who just barely hit the fuel age here. Blacksmith Market, gonna go straight for the castle age here, by the looks of it. That could be bad news for the Belgian. Wait, he's not going straight for the castle age, he actually dropped a tower. But just one. It's not a tower rush, it's a fake tower rush, I guess. Belgian on the way to the castle age here. Only one dock. So he's made use of that wood elsewhere. Maybe he sold wood to get that. Unfortunately, loses 1 villager to board there. So setback in the eco department for the Belgian as well. Not even an attempt from Fred Fatig to work on water here. Probably a bit too late to the fuel age for that. But we have all of Kråkeslottet going to the castle age, so I wonder what they are going to do with that castle age advantage. They're so close to each other. It's going to be a bit tough to do anything with a fast castle economy other than a castle drop. So let's see if they're mining stone. Minnesbeta definitely mining stone, going to want to castle drop the Persian player most likely. So Cohen is looking at the castle right in their face, from maybe from this direction or something. Belgian in the castle age as well. Has he been mining stone? That's the question. Yeah, he wants to castle up as well. Castle drop Ruby Sportsman, I wonder. He sold wood, by the looks of it, to get to that castle age. Heavy on the stone for Fred Fatig as well. But he's later to the castle age and he's only at 25 villagers compared to the Belgians' 29. Stop going down over here. Malians and Persians not really. Wait, Malians player chasing away the Persians fish. So that's some naval win for Kråkeslottet, I guess. So Belgium with the attempted castle drop here is dropping it literally right underneath the Great Tower here. And now Fred Fatig with the castle. He knows what's up. He knows what's going to happen here. It's pretty much a Titanic castle drop attempt from the Belgian at what was a decent location, but he just never got around to start it. Because of the tower fire probably interfering here. It's going to be placed right next to TC instead. But this is way too late, isn't it? This castle is going to be complete so much earlier for Fred Fatig. I think the Belgian is panicking a little bit here. He needs to move away. While our Vietnamese player will be making some rat and archers, perhaps. Townsend entering a woodline, and the gold here is not really on gold himself, so Fred Fatigue will have to sell resources to produce any Rattan archers or any army from the castle. Yeah. Organ guns on the way out for Midas Beta now. Krull, however, benefiting from the position far away from everyone else and going into a bit of a boom mode, trying to push a little bit with siege. Top side against Red Clifford as well, who keeps some of the cavalry units away. It's not nearly as efficient against town centers as they used to be, but they've got good enough range to snipe villagers in the distance here. Cohen scrambling up a siege workshop in defense here is going to make some mangonels to try and deal with the small numbers of organ guns, but that could be quickly shut down if Krull sends some cavalry over to assist the organ guns push up here. Castle finally complete for the Belgians as well. So keeping the new location safe here is going to lose the starting town center eventually, I think. But now for the time being, it's fine. Yeah, that's gonna take forever, unfortunately. Mangonel moving out is gonna make quick work of these organ guns. He in fact did not take them out completely. These can be repaired by villagers as well. But it seems risky to try and take out the Mangonel with organ guns. That's just not gonna work. Okay, they're still at large. Good job, I guess, keeping the organ guns alive. Eco KD increasing for minutes beta as well, keeping Colin busy, keeping the Persian player from expanding. 27 villagers only for the red player. Kråkeslottet establishing a tiny economic lead here, but also a higher military lead with their advances. As the Malians' night siege push is increasing as well. 3 town centers. Boom from Krull over here. Very much unprotected siege though, so any cavalry from BraBros could cause some trouble over here. Well, it seems the starting town center of Cohen has gone down. And another town center could go down to another forward castle here, now protected by organ guns fire. The Belgian with another castle now on the hill doesn't want to let this economy get easily ready. 2 town centers, 61 villagers, actually got the best boom of all. He's got a better boom than Krull. So that's some seriously decent low idleness time over here. Mangonel trying to stop the castle from completing. Not quite going to succeed yet. All these projectiles. Forcing going to flee here. Naval situation, I haven't really kept track of that, but it looks like it's a few fire galleys of Teal has done some serious work here as well. Or something has happened. I guess they're still fishing, I don't know. It's just not very efficient. While the castle completes, Red will have to flee further. Classic nomad style here, and dangerously close to Grey at that, so there's a chance that Fed Fatigue will see Red moving to this side, and then the organs can just keep pushing here. I guess the next target of the Portuguese will be somewhere around this area. It's a 1 TC kind of all in play, but it's working out. It's been doing some serious damage. push on this side as well from the Malians player. At risk of losing units to conversions here. Who has the better army situation here? There's definitely fewer for Rule. And behind this we have 53 villagers for Fred Fattig, but he's going to the Imperial Age, which means that the castles of the Belgian could be seriously short-lived. Look at the food situation here. They're not going to click Imperial Age anytime soon. This BraBros team. Red Clifford cleaning up a little bit here though. This is stabilizing from the push. Takes a long time to take out buildings with only organ guns. And let's see, where's the Imperial Age being researched? 70%. We're getting here, getting quite close. As the Belgian drops another castle, but what's he providing other than stationary defenses? Just a couple of siege weapons. Once again, Cone is forced to flee. Got discovered by Fred Fattig over here. Kråkeslottet definitely in a decent spot here. They have 50 villagers lead, they have slightly more military. They're sort of sandwiched in Red Clifford in the middle here. Here comes another Portuguese castle, but what's that castle going to do? It's at least going to help produce organ guns closer to Belgian space. Trebuchet in the queue and then some Rat Archers behind. Should definitely queue more Trebuchets here to make sure to take out the Belgian's defenses. He has 3 castles total now. But again, he's still got quite a while to go for the Imperial Age. It's 2.5 minutes to go. And he's sort of being saved a little bit by Fred Fattig, not able to queue Trebuchets. He's massively housed. Belgian is lurking, still not back from Halloween dinner. Halloween dinner, huh? Nice. Oh, good mangonel shot there, but the castle will go down. Where's the MTC? It's all the way down here. He's Belgium's safe with the Imperial Age TC placement here. That's going to complete for him. Speaking of Imperial Age, all of Kråkeslottet going Imperial Age now. Persians still only at 27 or 26 villagers. Struggling to get that reboom going. It's going to be tough for BraBros to recover here, but they are all the damage taken into consideration. They're not that far behind economy-wise because Kråkeslottet has significantly higher idle time for the thesis. Elephant Archers now for the Belgian is admittedly well boomed, not entirely fully boomed maybe, but Rat Archers, they would take quite a while to take out these chunky big boys called the Elephant Archers. No bloodlines. I think also no husbandry for the Davidians. Definitely no bloodlines. Or do they? What am I looking at here? Where am I looking? Davidians. No bloodlines. I'm looking at yellow. I'm getting sleepy. No bloodlines. Might get husbandry because they have a lousy stable, but I think that's one of the few things they get. Red Clifford fighting back as well. Offensive castle on the hill here now. Italian's castle could make Genoese crossbowmen to deal with Kråkeslottet's Malian's cavalry that's out on the field now. Here comes another Vietnamese castle to the side, so it's going to keep pushing with the trebuchets. There are 3 trebuchets pushing now. They're covered nicely by the organ guns as well. I've never seen mass organ guns against Elephant Archers, so this could be interesting. Okay, Organ Guns doing decently against the Elephant Archers. It seems there are quite a few Rat Archers here as well. They do have high Pierce defense and high attack, so until you get to a huge mass of elite Elephant Archers, I guess that's not going to get you anywhere here with the Dravidians. Look at the army count as well. Kråkeslottet there expanding. Yes, Red Clifford is pushing from the middle here, but now we have Malians, Cavaliers on the field. No significant upgrades just yet. No Farimba, no second attack upgrade. Score lead for Kråkeslottet as well as BraBros still have the Persians player in the castle age. 2 town centers now, so Golin's getting back into it. But it's still looking rough. There's not much space to go on for the Persians. I don't think there's even gold access for going down south here. And the GG well played is called. First game goes to Kråkeslottet. Which means that we'll be going to BraBros' home map next. Which was Amazon Tunnel, was it? Dominant KD for the Portuguese. There's so many kills for the organ gun mass. It seems to still be working. Resource collection higher for Kråkeslottet, as you'd expect. Let's see the fish situation here somewhere. Ah. Yeah. It's not anything significant in the fish department here. Belgian still at the restaurant. Well, you can catch up later. Nice to have some lurkers as well. Well, let's tick off the civilizations that were used here. That would be the Vietnamese, nailing that one together with the Malians and Portuguese. And the BraBros falling short with Persians, Dravidians, and was it Italians? Yeah. Right, Nomad going into Kråkeslottet's hats. Amazon Tunnel is coming up next. It's a love or hate relationship most players have with that map. I am on the hate side. But that's not to say I can't cast them. Might be fast forwarding, we'll see how choke pointy it gets. But the last Amazon Tunnel game I casted from BraBros, they did a sneak, I think, that paid off pretty decently. Let's just have a look. Good siege option is just vital on Amazon Tunnel, because you need your oligars and siege oligars to justify the choke or help the choke pointy fights, and you also need to clear your way to the edge of the map to establish a trade route if the game goes on for a long while. So since I don't play Amazon Tunnel, I didn't want to speculate too much in the drafting, but let's have a look at this. Minas Beta going for the Ethiopians here. Great pick, as the Ethiopians, as mentioned in the previous cast, they have access to all of the siege weapons. And upgrades. Torsion engines could be seen in this game as well. It's going to be particularly powerful in a map with a big choke point in the middle like this. In the pocket, we have Fred Fattig with the Teutons. Great boom, 40% cheaper farms. Also great siege options. Unique technology giving the Teutons siege extra armor. Not to mention that the melee units have extra armor. And added +1 both in the castle and Imperial Aegis. And finally, Krul with the Britons. Long range archers. It's going to also be very helpful in these choke pointy fights, and their elite longbowmen, they basically outrange siege operators. Stuff like those, so you do have to rely on bombard cannons to fight large masses of Britain's units, or possibly paladins. And speaking of paladin, BraBros technically don't have any paladin civ, not any famous civ famous for the paladins here. They have Celts, they have Byzantines, both these civs have paladins, but they don't have bloodlines, so they're essentially useless. It's not something we're going to see here. Not sure what their plan is here. They have good booming civs. They have Celts, Mongols, and Byzantines, so Mongols and Celts. Going to have great start because of their eco bonuses, not to mention their siege options late game. Mongols with the drill siege weapons moving at a faster speed, and Celts with the faster fire rate for the siege, not to mention that the siege workshops work faster as a team bonus as well. The Byzantines role here, I'm not too sure about. Defensive bombard towers maybe, buildings in general, stronger walls. Great trash options if the game gets prolonged to that action. No fighting for the middle, no early wall off here. None of the teams moving out to wall. Okay, there's a flare, so we are moving out to wall, it seems. No, it's moving far out. Really far out. See, no efforts to wall here for Kråkeslottet just yet, but they're keeping their scouts in the... yeah, close to the edge here now. Walking into a bit of a fight here. Let's slow down a bit, I guess, so we can see what happens with the scouts here. I think Kråkeslottet has got the better deal over here. And yeah, now they're going to wall off with palisades. BraBros, early feudal age here. Belgium with the Mongols. What's he gonna make? He's gonna make it scouts to assist the denying of walls, perhaps. Kråkeslottet is just barely in the feudal age for now. So there's that. Wonder if they'll be able to complete their palisades. 3 scouts for the Belgian should be enough to offset the situation here, but the clock is ticking. The palisade walls are about to complete. You need to send your units in time to stop. I think they're going to quick wall it. No, the scouts are in. The scouts are in. Belgium is here with the scouts. It's keeping the side open, which suddenly makes the scouts a lot more viable for BraBros. Belgium can keep adding them now. Playing it like any open map. Yes, they do complete the walls. But Belgium has 2 scouts inside and is taking advantage of the elevation advantage as well to take out the villagers trying to wall off here. They don't have loom! They do not have loom! So all of a sudden we have 5 BraBros scouts and counting. No additional feudal age military here. The other guys are going for the fast castle approach here. So it's all on the Belgian here. 3 villagers moving forward for whatever reason. I think they just want to wall off here or somewhere as close to Kråkeslottet's side as possible to deny any expansion for Team Kråkeslottet. And this is fine as well. So let's have a look. Did Kråkeslottet get any loom there? Going fast castle. Britain's almost there, but no loom. No loom for green. No loom for blue, presumably. So the scouts could have great value here for the villagers, especially if it sneaks in an early forging or defense here as well, so that the villagers can't fight back as easily. 3 eco kills for the Belgian. That's the 3 walling villagers. Let's see the quick wall skills for Kråkeslottet, I guess. Good house wall there, spearmen on point, so they are forced to invest into some kind of military here. And we're in on the gold mine. Not deleting the gold mine from Minnesbeta. That hurts, but the spearmen are here now. Maybe it was worth it. Belgium with 4 eco kills, got to get a 5th one, possibly. Loom, however, is in now. And Castle Age now on the way for Kråkeslottet. Stage also in for Red Clifford. I wonder what he's going to be up to here. What he's laughing about. Maybe it was exact same timing for the Castle Age or something? No. Do not show the item this time. I like to have this tab open. Has he been yelling at you for idle teasing, huh? That's late for the Ethiopians as well. Army situation is just a few Britain's archers. That's about everything that's happening now. I think it's time to fast forward a bit again because now there's no military action going on Kråkeslottet side. 3 town centers for Red Clifford is going to boom into a relatively early Imperial Age here, if I go to guess, to really benefit from those strong Celts, siege weapons. Belgians still in the feudal age here. This has got a very healthy farming economy. Could actually pull off a relatively fast imp off this. Rather vulnerable this side, and if they attempt to get some kind of walling going, Belgium will at least spot that. Some pikemen added from the Ethiopians here. And we have a business castle in the middle for Baltic Pro, who has a cheaper Imperial Age. It's also something that could be used for BraBros' advantage. Speaking of Imperial Age, Minus Beta. It's just around the corner, reaching that. Hasn't really made any particular military here. Doesn't know about the castle either, so I'm not sure why Minus Beta would be rushing Imperial Age here.
Ready.
Ooh, steppies from the Belgian entering the Castle Age here. It's been re-walled, the palisades, but palisade walls or quick walls isn't necessarily going to keep step lancers away because they have 1 range. So I think the play here is just to buy enough time to let Red Clifford's Celts boom set in. And then we could even siege Honor their way through a sneak opening to the side to attack from different angles. Or just get an early trade going by making their way to the edge of the map. That early imp could actually be to open the corners for trade as well for Minus Beta. That could be the reasoning for the early Imperial Age bomber cannons in the making. Fortifying the middle here already for BraBros as well. And now we have some Celts. Mangonels out. That should keep any quick walling from happening behind it. Oh, just moving in! Must have been a bit misclick for Krull there. Why the heck would he send 4 archers against 3 Mangonels, huh? Step Lancers with close to full castle age upgrades here. We have Iron Forging on the way. Dangerous raiding units here working together with the fast firing Celts units. It's not in rush to imp after all for Red Clifford here. I'm a little bit worried about the fact that the Ethiopian player has bombard cannons, but I guess you'd send in the steppies to snipe that one as well. That's the range coming in handy. Pikeman not nearly enough to keep the step lancers away. This is going to be nasty for Kråkeslottet to hold off. Triple stable step lancers, we know how powerful they can be for the Mongols, but will it be enough to hold off a Kråkeslottet that has a healthier economy going on here? Ethiopians took some serious losses here. So that economy is not much to speak of. There's not really much to be done with an Imperial Age economy like that. No stone for Minus Betas, no castles for unique technologies or Shotel warriors for A quick massing of army. This is good aggression from BraBros here, and finally we have Imperial Age for the Celts as well, which means that these Mangonels could easily benefit from the on your upgrade. Some forward barracks coming up as well. I guess that's some kind of infantry. Maybe a Champions edition for Red Clifford, or just Halb Siege Halberdiers. That works as well. Lovely economy set up for Red Clifford. Only 3,000 centers, but a healthy farming and gold economy working at home. Seems to have enough on wood to sustain this siege push. Maybe a little bit too many on food, unless the idea here is to go... I guess it's Halb Siege that this is going to make both. In which case he'll need a lot of food and wood. Ooh, defensive castle for Fred Fatih. This could be nasty with all these Mangonels. That could be a lot of builders going down if this castle foundation is spotted in time. Scrabbling up a castle here. That could be denied if BraBros have the vision on point here, but they're not seeing it. They're not seeing it in time. They're trying to take out the monastery instead, unfortunately, and that castle is going to complete for Fred Fatih. That's a good defensive castle that slows down the siege, which could sneak off some builders. But that's a Teuton's castle that also has instant... murder holes, so you can't really even camp it with melee units. Good! Bombard cannon shot from Minas Beta there, making the most of the small armies of the Ethiopians here. But look at the walls! Oh, BraBros to make a little triangle stone wall here to really fortify their position and take the map away from Kråkeslottet completely. They have a eco advantage, and they have a tech advantage, I guess, being in the Imperial Age for at least one of the players. A little bit of trade started as well, but that's not exactly a viable trade route yet, so that's probably not something you want to invest in at this time. Step Lancers looking for damage yet again, but now the pikeman number has increased, and we have some crossbows about to become arbalest with bracer as well. This could mean huge losses for the rebellion. Is it worth it? We're gonna have to trade a lot of builders for this to be worth it with the Step Lancers, but then move quickly. Walling is one of my specialties, says Robotic Pro. You don't even have fortified wall yet, come on. So it's not the halberdiers, it's actually the men-at-arms into longswords. It's going to be champions for the Celts. How's that going to work when there are arbalists amassing for the Britons? I'm not too sold on that, but raids are working out, keeping Kråkeslottet on the back foot defensively here. BraBros just really need that to get that siege death wall rolling to take out the defensive fortifications before Kråkeslottet can get to proper army masses and to fight it. 2 Castle Age player, 1 Imperial Age player for BraBros. Kråkeslottet about to have everyone in Imperial Age, but at kind of a rushed pace. So they are not able to field as much military as they would have wanted to, I think. Gold is going to be an issue as well. As they start modding units, they still have... Well, I didn't know there was that much gold in the back of Amazon Tunnel. But without access to the neutral gold and without a safe trade route, still potentially going to become an issue. Redemption for Robotic Pro here. Going to try and convert the bombard cannons at a distance, perhaps. Ooh, onagers being sniped by the cavalry of the Teutons, but there are onagers here. Maybe they could get some good shots in on these knights before. No, that's a lot of Celt onagers down for nothing, unfortunately. What's the response to champions here? We have Arbalists. And we have Yeoman. Arbs for the Britons as well. So it's still going to be 5+6 range for them. Still some damage made by Red Clifford here, but it doesn't feel like champion is the right choice here now. Halberdiers instead. And we will be seeing Siege on here, won't we? As soon as it's affordable. Maybe just a little bit more food. Champion's basically just an annoyance at this point. As Belgium has gone into boom mode, it's not providing any military at this time. 45 wall comes in, making it increasingly harder for Kråkeslottet to fight back. BraBros barely lost a single villager this game, maybe just some of the forward ones. Ooh, nice hit on the cavalry there, as Fred fatigue isn't quite keeping a good enough eye on the cavalry moving here. Two trebuchets, but only one able to engage here. Might want to free up some space on this side, but without the Odigers taking out your own friendly units, of course. Robotic Pro now also in the Imperial Age. The Byzantines have a cheaper Imperial Age cost. It's like BraBros' own buildings are working against them now. I think these barracks need to be deleted to free up some space on the hill to actually push this to the castle before they can get to granulations for them. Paladin coming in for the British cavalry here as well, and a huge chunk of Britain's Arbalists. More siege workshops in the back here. Looks like we might see drill siege from the Belgian here shortly. Well, it's gonna need a castle for that, so at least making siege weapons. I don't know what that's Red Clifford's barracks. Byzantines, is it going to be skirmishers on the hill here, or is it going to be Arbalists from the Byzantines as well? I think it has to be elite skirmishers in this case, even though there are Ethiopians siege to worry about here. Siege on here in for the Celts, they fire faster. And it looks like we're both going to cut through the woods here. That's funny. That's interesting. Might benefit from an outpost on this side for BraBros to see what's up. Even though they can probably hear those stones hitting the mountains. So this could be deadly if Kråkeslottet find their way through to BraBros' side. The problem is there are several layers of walls here. So you'd have to cut through another layer of wood to actually get to the core economy of BraBros' side. Celts siege on the Gurs against Britain's Arbalists. If the Britons is paying attention, that should just never work. It's like 8 range, maybe 8+1 with siege engineers, but still 9 range for the 11 range, sorry, for the Britons Arbalists here. BraBros with a boom at the France away over boom here even for Olga. That's lots of villagers. That makes for less population space for military. Huh? Using his trebuchet to snipe bomber counts, you don't see that every day unless it's Britain's trebuchets, and that's on the opposing team. has to be in Mystic. Why is Robotic Pro sending the Halberdiers forward now? They're not going to accomplish much on their own against this massive armies. 3 armies collected here in the middle for Kråkeslottet. They're also going to get the castle up with just a few villagers building it here, so they're slowly but steadily claiming some space here as they are going to try and cut all the way through by the looks of it. That's gonna take a while. Needed post chase and wanted to see what was there. Fair enough. Fair enough. To skirmishers for Robotic Pro. This will take so long, and it's APM intensive as well because we need to single click on. I guess you could shift Q it actually. Shift Q on your shots like that. 176 to 171 dead, even military, but BraBros with 100 villagers more. They should have more resources in the bank to do whatever fits their plans here. Hussars in front, Celt siege behind. Is that a plan here? That's a lot of Hussars for the Belgian. But what does it matter? They're a good meat shield. If you're able to get some juicy on-the-go siege on-the-go shots in here. Celts have Halberdiers as well, speedier than generic ones. A little bit of a beginning of a trade route here, but they're all going for this 4th trade route. So that's not going to yield much gold per trip. It's going to be like 40, yeah, even worse, 32 gold per trip. And 37 in the case of BraBros. It's not really going to sustain you long term. Real siege onagers for the Belgian. And lots of Celtic siege onagers here as well, almost hitting their own teammates' units, but looks like we dodged that one. I mean, if you assemble enough siege onagers, you could honestly take out castles with them. But I think you need like 30-40 of them for it not to die to the surrounding units here. Sixth thing here is that Kråkeslottet, they honestly have the better civilization for this map. They have 1 paladin civilization. They have 1 ranged civilization, Britain's being the strongest one, to hold the choke points with their long range. And then you have a siege civilization with great siege options, but they're only just holding now, and they're making the long and winding road to BraBros' side through the woods. Still got a way to go, but if you send all of those Teuton paladins in here, do a lot of damage, but BraBros can afford to lose villagers now. So if the raid come in this way and a lot of resources are committed there for Kråkeslottet, that actually does BraBros a favor by allowing them to push further through the choke point on this side. Okay, Celtic Sea Chroniclers, are you gonna get some hits in on the paladins here? Not firing, wanting to get to the Britain's units, not going to be allowed to. Or Siege Roller, Siege Rams! Britain's Kryptonite, Siege Rams with Byzantines, Halberdiers in a lot of them. Real Siege Rams, mind you, from the Mongols. So with Halberdiers inside, that's going to be bad news for the Teuton's Paladins. What's our progress here? Getting close. There are outposts here, so now they know what's coming. But all of the army production is forward, so this, again, could be bad news for BraBros, but they have some serious business happening forward here now. There's lots of paladins on the field for the Teutons, but they also want to get some raids in over here, so it's actually committing to the raids through the wood over here, sending some villagers over as well for an attempt at counterattack. But look at this speedy siege weapons from the Mongols over here. That could make quick work of the defensive fortification that is on Kråkeslottet, and I don't have that many castles to consider here. I mean, Just a couple of fortified walls here for Robotic Pro, and this sneaky raid won't work at all. These are Teuton Paladins that move slowly as well. Something needs to happen here, though, for BraBros. Something needs to happen, and they are committed forward. They are moving in for the kill. They are not going to struggle immediately when being hit by a massive raid either, because they have so much resources in the bank. It might just be enough to keep up production and push in and win it here still. So they could do so much damage with the appropriate massive unit here. Thrill Siege on yours on the move. Double Siege on your play for BraBros over here. Interesting choice as the Paladins enter the base, but why should they care? Look at the resources in the bank here. They can still make lots of units, and they can hurt Kråkeslottet so much more. Is this enough siege hunters to take out the castle? It's 19. I don't think so, but we'll find out soon enough. It is enough. It is enough. Oh, who cares about granulation and instant murder holes when you can send 20 siege hunters on the castle and take it out in like 3 or 4 shots? And look at the Britons, Arbalest as well. They're going to go down to the speedy siege hunters as well. Not as easy to micro down against them, even with the extra range of the Britons. Good work from the Belgian here. And more siege hunters streaming in. Don't even need the support units. The skirmishers should be over here by now. They have to attend to some raids at home. They try to scramble up castles, but they're still okay. They're not getting that far, to be honest. In fact, I was casting this live and just saw my woodline and didn't notice the hole, and Red Clifford had to ping it. We saw it in the bot. Oh yeah. Yeah, some nasty raids going on here. Should be interesting to see the eco KD for a bit here. Yeah, Red Clifford is being the one losing the most, but they also had the most villagers. He needs that for the pop space, so it might not be only a bad thing. Another wave of siege onlookers moving in here, supported by Halberdiers. Paladins from the Teutons still, but not producing anymore now. And they're probably wondering what to do with this massive siege onlookers at this point. Yes, the bomber cannons can take out some of them at a distance. But this is a lot of siege onlookers, and the Paladin raids is coming to an end as well. They're being cleaned up, and BraBros curing villagers again to recover from the situation. Hussar spam from the Belgian going to join in here and cripple the economy. And the GG is called by Kråkeslottet. They just can't hold off this amount of siege on BraBros' home map. It seems the civilization pick worked out for the BraBros. To go into a final game on Kråkeslottet's home map. Team Acropolis, I think I saw. Massive eco advantage here for BraBros. See, they didn't really get hurt that much from the raids. You see all of those resources in the bank, and if you need to make more skirmishers or halberdiers for Robotic Pro, you could just have Red Clifford sling the food, because he doesn't really need the food for the siege onlookers. So there has been some sling, but that was the other team. Relic Gold as well. Claiming the map in the middle like that allows you to collect the relics for additional gold income. And gold should be plenty for Robotic Pro because of mainly making trash units here. So you look at the gold collected and the relic gold on top of that. That's a lot. That would be Amazon Tunnel for Robotic Bros team. Finally, Team Acropolis coming up as the last one. Let's just make sure to tick off the spent saves here. They didn't win, they lost. Oops. Team Acropolis, that has to be Magyars, could be Mayans, might be Berbers. Hindustan is his last pick, so we'll ignore that for now. I think it's these three for the Belgian. Good cavalry archers, good counters cavalry archers. Mongols already played, so nothing to worry about for them. But still to have Berbers to counteract Tatars, cavalry archer. Could be a good pick. Franks for the castles to claim the middle. Perhaps Lithuanians for a good mobility and yeah, Paladins. Could it be these three? Could also be Saracens for archers into Arblests. We'll see. Let's just find the final game. It is Kråkeslottet's home map, so we would have to expect some home field advantage to them as well. Team Acropolis it is. Let's have a look at the players. Going with the Magyars, as expected, probably going to open scouts here, kind of playing the flank role, but this is like Lombardia, they start pretty close together on the Acropolis top, so it doesn't really matter that much who is where. In the pocket, we have the Hindustanis, in fact, for the Belgian. They have fully upgraded cavalry archers, heavy cavalry archers, so that's an option, but they're probably going to be playing the camels and imperial camels here to deal with the Franks cavalry situation. Berbers for Red Clifford. Cheaper cavalry as well. Camel archers from the castle. Let's see what kind of unit he goes for in the end. This is the Team Acropolis variant with pond in the middle, so you could dock the middle for an additional food source as well. The shorefish distribution seems a little bit unfair here. It's more on the Kråkeslottet side, but maybe they won't be using it at all. For Kråkeslottet, we have Minnesbeta indeed with the Saracens. Could use the market to trade for resources at a better rates than other civilizations. Bonus, team bonus, archers have bonus damage against buildings, so makes it easier to break through palisade walls or walls and buildings in general. Fred fighting with the Franks, maybe as expected here. Cheaper castles, strongest paladins in the game in terms of hit points. Probably going to open scouts as well, whereas we finally have Krull with the Tatars, which could also open scouts. But more likely will play the ranged role here. Actually, looking at BraBros' side, they could be going triple scouts here as well, because the Hindustani scouts have bonus damage against buildings, so they might have some sneaky shenanigans with a full mobility play going on there. Let's speed it up a bit again and see what they bring us, what kind of uptimes we're looking at. Kråkeslottet with higher idle 1000 times for this one, so they are going to be lagging behind in the progress. Looks like 19, 20 pop openings here for both sides. Kråkeslottet lagging behind because of the slow progression. It might not be the scouts for the Belgian after all, because he's going up at the 25 pop here, so maybe it's fast castle camels instead, or even a castle and gulams. They've started the wall off process. You can't build on this terrain, so you have to wall in between your woodlands. Kind of giving them up the map in that way as well. Minnesbeta with the opening scout gets is not committing to the winter, in fact. As Fred Fatigue is dancing around a little bit with the starting scout, but takes some precious HP off that one. Let's see what they're up to on the other side. Double ranges for the Saracens, double ranges possibly for the Tatars as well. While yeah, the Franks playing the scouts, as is to be expected. Lots of deer outside the walls here. I wonder if these are extra deer or if it's just an unfortunate spawn. It's probably extra, yeah. Lots of extra hunt on this map. Scouts for my girls. Scouts for Clifford. Double scouts. With a Castle Age Hindustanis to join in with the camels, perhaps? Or the gulaps. Some stone. Scouts getting an easy kill on the starting scout of Fred Fattig there. Fred Fattig only with 2 scouts, doesn't commit to more for the time being. Could have been a fake scouts play here, just a few scouts to scout the map and get some map control. Is pretty heavy on the farming just now, going to gold, so is looking at an earlier Castle Age. Maybe seen through the fact that the Belgian went up later and wants to commit to an earlier Castle Age here. That could be. Huge BraBros archers ready to move out, and Fred Fatigue is actually luring Red Clifford right into the armies. It's good for trading armies, but it also reveals the amount of feudal age archers of Minas Beta, indicating an extended feudal age play here. Both of the flags indeed going for feudal age archers here, which is slow on this map when you lack the mobility. More scouts added by Fred Fatigue as well, so he's not going to go Castle Age here. While Castle Age is just seconds away for the Belgian, who is going to drop the TC maybe. Why is it lower on stone? Maybe sold 100 stone to go up. I feel like the Belgian will want to move into the middle to get a better wood line and expand a bit with the good boom that the Hindustanis have with their cheaper villagers. Just going for a defensive siege workshop. They know that the archers are coming, so that's a good call as well. Just moving out, that should be a villager kill if they spot her in time. Oh, good reaction by Red Clifford over here. Gold is exposed, but without crossbow and bodkin, that's not going to do too much for Minas Beta. However, Saracens, with their bonus against buildings, should have a relatively easy time breaking through. In fact, there was an opening here as well. That wasn't quite spotted in time. Forcing a defensive tower, that's value for Kråkeslottet here. Or not forcing it. Interesting. We're hoping to make some damage on the Beggar's Woodline, and they will. But good defensive tower for Cohen there, keeping the woodland safe, and the way it's walled, also denying the archers the opportunity to camp the tower foundation and take it out. So good tower there. Both pockets moving out to the middle now for better woodland access and golds. While Kråkeslottet's ranged efforts haven't really had much success. BraBros, all of BraBros on the way to the castle age now. Belgian obviously has been there for a while, hasn't really made much more than a defensive mangonel. Fully walled on the hill here for BraBros as well, but about to sneak in for Kråkeslottet here. That could backfire with the archers joining in, knights joining in here from Fred Fattig as well. They could do lots of damage. BraBros are vulnerable now as they are going to the castle age for 2 other players. They don't really have a lot of military working for them, so if they get through here, which they will, this could mean some significant damage. Crossbow fletching coming in. Fletching wasn't in yet. That explains why the archers couldn't range the wall, but it's coming in. Crossbow. It's going to increase the hit points of the units as well, and these raids are devastating for BraBros at this stage. They don't have any military to defend other than that one mangonel of the Belgian, and the armies are just going to keep streaming in for Kråkeslottet, I would think. Maybe they should leave something to guard this opening here, but already the massive crossbows, even though they don't have bodkin, they're still going to do serious damage here. The Fruit armies of Krull are meddling in here, so not that many villagers killed, but still obstructed the eco-efficiency of BraBros here, which will in return cripple their ability to produce units of their own, giving Kråkeslottet a massive military defense here. Look at that, 53-9 already at minute 23. That's frankly quite ridiculous at this point. Camels being added by Red Clifford. Whereas Belgian is mainly in booming mode here. I guess they want the Hindustanis to get a boom in. Mangonel, decent hit there, taking out some of the crossbows. Still no bodkin, which hurts the attack output for Minus Beta's armies here. But they're still definitely getting values from their armies, and at home base Kråkeslottet are extending their economies as well. It's dead even for the time being, but that would change quickly as the villagers' production escalates for Kråkeslottet here. They simply have more town centers, I think. Maybe not, maybe not. Cavalry archers in the making for Cold Magyars. In addition to having all of the full upgrades for heavy cavalry archers, you also get recurve bow, unless that's been retweaked. No, that's the new team bonus for Magyars. The cavalry archers are trained 20% faster. Is it? I have to look that up. I'm not too sure on that one. Team bonus cavalry archers created 25% faster. And then they have recurve bow for the unique technology as well, which will give the cavalry archers +1 range and +1 attack. Range for Minus Beta to more easily replenish units. Bodkin finally in as well. But the forward has been spotted, so Red Clifford would clean that one up. BraBros catching up a little bit here. They are in fact ahead in economy now, as the Belgian drops another town center. He's not too worried about enemy armies stopping that from happening. Crossbow raids from the Tatars on this side though. Thumbring is in, ballistics not yet, but Thumbring kicks in instantly for Tatars as the team bonus. No, sim bonus. So what was a major military advantage for Kråkeslottet has sort of stabilized for BraBros here. So there might be some comeback potential with the Berbers Knights spam ever increasing the numbers here, +2 defenses in. Bloodlines is in. Bloodlines also coming in for the Belgian, which indicates that he wants to go into, most likely to go into the camels here, but it could still be cavalry archers for the Belgian as well, considering the Magyars bonus. the variable crossbows for Krull inside of Cohen's base. Nothing here to gain at that. I guess you want to commit the military forward instead for Red Clifford here to try to get some raids in. Might be openings here to enter to get raids in on Kråkeslottet's side. But of course you need to attend to the situation at home as well. And Cohen has actually gone into elite skirmishes here against the crossbowmen, which he can until Kråkeslottet send their own cavalry units over to exploit the fact that skirmishers have minimum range. So, okay, there's a tree, so that's not an opening. But they did find a way in. Quick walls not working for Krull. Great forward efforts for Red Clifford here, and he should have an easy time replenishing units at home as needed as well. Belgium, mainly booming, is adding some camels, but is going to have to rely on the cheaper BraBros cavalry to hold against the push that's forward from Kråkeslottet now. And these raids on Kråkeslottet's side could really shake things up here. They're already behind because of higher idle towns at the time. But when you have a mass of knights like this, 15, 20 of them, you could actually camp town centers and start thinking about taking them out with knights alone as well. Yeah, that should be a relatively easy cleanup for Red Clifford's reinforcement at home. These crossbow needs to be dealt with as well, but BraBros still keep that narrow economic lead that they have while increasing the cavalry archer mass as well, which is going to be an issue for the Franks because the Franks knights, they just can't catch up with the cavalry archers. So Tatars also making the cavalry archers, but that's not really an issue for BraBros as they have BraBros on the team, and BraBros cavalry archers from the castle. They are the ultimate counter to cavalry archer play, and as you can see, Red Clifford has been collecting stone, which means that the option of cavalry archers will be on the agenda quite soon. No docking. Sag. So once again, Kråkeslottet with the military momentum here, they have switched to cavalry archers. So this is a stray group of crossbows that is essentially expendable at this point. Triple range cavalry archer production for the Tatars, but the Belgian is going to the Imperial Age with the Hindustanis here, which means that heavy cavalry and Imperial cavalry will be an option, and that could be an issue for Castle Age cavalry archers. And at the same time, it could buy time for Red Clifford to get the cavalry archers production going. Here comes the first castle, almost in the middle for Red Clifford. Going for the elevation here for Krull. Ballistics obviously in. Balkan arrow in. Husbandry coming in as well, which should mean that the cavalry archers almost keep up with the cavalry speed. Not hitting and running, but using the elevation advantage and taking out precious cavalry units for the Belgian upon entering the Imperial Age. Oh, that's a beautiful choke point to sit in against the Knights masses here as well. Not going to be easy for Red Clifford to engage. Also, short distance to the hill here for the Tatars units. Not a fight that Red Clifford wants to take with the current mass. Two players ready to click Imperial Age for Kråkeslottet as well. I think Fred Fattig will with the Franks at least. He's been idling for a bit here in the Knights production to get there. Oh, these villagers are in grave danger for the Belgian. Clearly not paying attention to those as they are going somewhere to drop 8,000. One of the guys made it though, so maybe that TC will complete. Unless spotted by the cavalry archers here. There's the Imperial Age for the Belgian. 23 camels now on the field. Will he be able to afford heavy camel instantly? He will. It's got a good boom going on here, so the Imperial camel shouldn't be too far away either. Didn't click the heavy camel upgrade yet, though, so maybe there's some other devious plans at work here for BraBros. Dead even in total population here for the two teams. BraBros slightly behind the military, maybe, but nothing of consequence. Big fight in the middle here. Some pikemen mixed in here could actually make a huge difference. But BraBros definitely getting the better fight here. Look at the hit points difference between the two armies. Great fight. Castle near the middle for the Belgian. Trying to claim some of the middle area here. This could be a long game. The way this is developing. The dead even in military yet again. BraBros now with the eco advantage. Extending with even more town centers. Brad Clifford, has he gone for the camel archer production yet? Not yet. He's going to rely on the cavalry spam for a while longer. Frank's cavalry, I'm not too sure about that now with the heavy camel on the way for the Belgian, and we're not going to see Imperial Camel for a little while yet, but they definitely need the Saracens. They definitely need halberdiers here. And what's the halberdier option? I mean, the Franks player needs to commit to the cavalry. Saracens don't get halberdier, and the Tatar is missing 2 of the defense upgrades, so that's not exactly a great halberdier against the Hindustanis camels either. That could become an issue for Kråkeslottet, not having access to good halberdiers. Decent fight here for BraBros as well, not allowing the Tatars to get any elevation advantage over here. And more TCs. 10 TCs total for both teams, actually. Which is probably why their economies are so similar. This is the most even game so far between the two. Good and competitive set yet again. Thanks, cheaper castles coming into play here. Protecting some of the very exposed farming economy of the Saracens there. Do we now have Imperial Camel? We do indeed. $18 bonus damage against cavalry there. We probably have Paladin not too far away from Fred Fatty. You could sell stone, probably doesn't want to. But it's lacking some gold for the Paladin upgrade. It's a mystery to me why Minas Beta would make Saracens pikemen here, because Saracens do not get halberdier. Maybe he doesn't know that. It's just they're not going to do anything against the Imperialist units here, especially not when lacking all of these upgrades as well. So the Imperial Camels will easily trade against these pikemen. Imperial Camel numbers reaching critical mass, I would say. There's about as many of them as there are Frank's Cavalier, but Paladin have on the way here. Don't want to lose Cavalier numbers before Paladin can kick in, and there's really, aside from the heavy heavy cavalry archers here of the Tatars, there's really nothing to deal with the Imperial Camels of the Hindustan this year. We might be seeing a situation where the Franks player needs to go into Halberdiers here to hold off the Imperial Camels. And then what do? You don't have any paladins to roll the map and raid Imperial Camels. So many of them, and look at all of the stables producing. It's just a steady flow of a well-boomed Belgian here to keep going. His only issue to do more is actually not having enough gold miners working by the looks of it. That could be a population issue as well. There's the Imperial Age for the BraBros. The Cavalry Archers are indeed in production, which makes the Tatars Cavalry Archers useless as you get to a reasonable mass of the Cavalry Archers for the BraBros. We need more castles for that to be viable for Red Clifford, though they train quickly, yes, but not that quickly. With Kashba, you really take all castles produce more quickly. Magyar's heavy cavalry archers here as well. They will certainly be able to take good fights against the Tatars here and hit points well in advantage or in favor of BraBros here. That's an interesting castle spot for Fred Fattig. That's just not going to happen over here. It's probably not even looking. It's just expecting that blind castle spot to complete. So we see the beginnings of trade for at least one of the teams here. Not so much for Kråkeslottet. Could be an issue long term for the gold access. Build numbers escalating into BraBros' favor here now. 40 equal lead, but 1.5 times more than military. The lead skirmishers have been working out decently for BraBros as well. So when they're not threatened by enemy cavalry, they're obviously fine. Still only one castle for Red Clifford. He's about to have enough stone for another one, so it's going to double up on the Camel Archer production. Could be able to afford the elite upgrading not too long as well. And we have some small raids coming in from BraBros over here. With the camels of Red Clifford, the stray camels. Making the most of it. Now attempting to push the other side here. Paladins joining in again. Only 31 paladins and no more in the queue for Fred Fattig. Imperial camels obviously slaying here. As the pikemen still keep being added by the Saracens, but that's just not going to get you anywhere. Siege engineer for the Belgians Trebs. That's going to increase the damage value of the Trebs, and with twice the military for BraBros, they close it out and take the second game as well for a 2-1 versus Kråkeslottet. GG, well played. Good and competitive set here. Pretty convincing KD for Red Clifford there. With the BraBros Cavalry Fem, you'd think that more of them would go down, but the lack of Halberdier is the downfall against the Hindustanis here. You'd have to have Franks committed to them, and you need that mobility of the Franks unless you're able to muster a massive amount of cav archers with the Tatars, and we didn't quite get there either. It's decent, but then again, there's the issue of elite cavalry archers of the BraBros increasing. I think we had the second castle about to happen soon as well. And there we have it, 2-1 for BraBros against Kråkeslottet. GG, well played.